I find myself thinking about you. Your memories keep me up at night.
Hello and welcome to the High Garden. I'm your host, King TJ. Today we have two special guests. First we have Nattalie, the witch here.
Hi.
Witch in the building. And then secondly we have Zaria, the queen of astrology.
Hello. That's me.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and today you guys are going to do witch and chill and learn a little bit something.
Witch and chill.
Learn about something new today.
Let's do it.
All right, so beginning with Nattalie. So when did your journey begin with witchcraft? How did you get into all this?
So I've always been super into witchcraft. Even when I was a kid, when I was 5, my Nana would take me to her psychic that she would go see. Her name was Rain, and she had like plants everywhere like this. She had crystals everywhere. She would always tell me like, "You have the gift," and my Nana would be like, "Don't give her that idea. Like, stop." And then Harry Potter was like my jam. Like I am obsessed with it. I pre-ordered all the books. It's my favorite thing. And about 2.5 years ago, I was going to go see a psychic, and I researched a little bit about it before I went, and then I ended up just deciding to, like, do it on my own. I didn't even go to her. I just started, like, I got a tarot deck, started reading tarot, got a pendulum, wanted to do all that.
Yeah.
It was like, where do you start? And it was just everything, always.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I grew up with my family, literally a kid growing up. Your parents were reading you Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
That's
Chamber of Secrets and Sorcerer's Stone.
My mom used to pull me out of school to go see the movies when they would first drop out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And you know, some people, their parents were probably like, that's not cool. That's a little bit esoteric, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't
Your
relate,
parents
but
were
I
like
think that's really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, yeah.
Yeah, so like I grew up being like, I'm in with Harry Potter. This is something that like intrigues my imagination.
Magic
you know?
is everything.
Yeah, it was tight. It was
absolutely.
tight. When was like the first time that like you started practicing your, the witchcraft and something positive came from it? When you're like, oh, this is tight. Like, this is positive.
I think the first time I ever did like a bath ritual was really cool. I was like going through a really bad breakup, and my self-esteem was like a stump of a tree, and I was like, this is where I'm going to start. Like, I was reading up on things, and I saw this one, and I was like, I'm going to give it a try. And it was basically like during a full moon, you take some essential oils, you take some bath salts, you put some like flower petals and like lavender buds and stuff, and you put them in the bathtub, and you get in and you do like a guided meditation, and then you just listen to like music that's like feel good music, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I sat there and I just felt like all of that negative energy like leave, and I was just like ready to move on and just be happy. And I think that's when I like really was hooked.
You're like, okay, this is working.
Yeah,
I'm
because
going
it
through
was
something.
tangible. It was something that you could touch and like use, and you felt like the ritual is really where it is. That's where you feel the magic happen. Like manifestation and intuition is amazing. Do not get me wrong; that's a huge part of it. But to have the actual tools to use when you do a spell or a ritual is where you feel like it's really working.
For sure, it probably means a lot more too to
Yes.
have a physical bottle.
Tangible item, yes.
With
yeah.
all your different love spells.
proof.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
Proves it. It's like
yes,
science,
you're
yeah.
putting it into the earth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
learning
cool.
something. Okay, a little witchcraft.
Yeah, witchcraft.
And it makes sense, you know?
Yeah, it's
There you
just
go.
very natural. Like, you're using herbs, you're using oils, you're using, like, day-to-day items. Like, I use cinnamon a lot. I use sage a lot. I use salt or sugar. It just depends on what it is.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously the way Hollywood is, the Addams Family, if I think witch, I think this girl's going to be wearing all black.
Right.
She's trying to get some butterflies together and crush them all up. Who's got the blood? Where's the hair? You know what I'm saying?
So you're thinking like voodoo and like
Yeah.
hoodoo. Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's a
very,
thing.
so it's very different. So every craft is different. Every witch is different. There's not a wrong or right way to like do your craft. It's really just what works for you. So, no, I'm not goth. No, I'm not.
Look at you.
I don't, I don't do hoodoo. I don't do voodoo. I don't hex anybody. I don't curse anybody. I just lift everybody else around me. You know what I mean? I just focus on raising vibrations and putting positive energy out so that it'll come back.
Dope, hell
There you
yeah.
have it.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception about witchcraft? Like what do people need to know that this is not right? This ain't it.
Yeah, so not all witchcraft is evil. Like, you don't have to take someone's piece of hair. You don't have to, like, curse somebody. Yeah, you're not dancing naked in the woods, like, sacrificing frogs or goats. Like, you're not hailing Satan. Like, some people do. And like, kudos to you. That's great. That's your craft, and I respect it. That's you. But it's not... That's the stigma on it. That's a connotation of the word. Like, it's a connotation of the word, and it's very, it's a broad spectrum of just like what you could do. And I'm on the lighter side of it. Like, there are Christians that practice witchcraft, and they're called white witches.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And like, I'm considered eclectic, where I don't have a specific craft. I just kind of take and choose from all different crafts and what works for me. So it really just depends, but it's not this bad, evil, dark thing that people think it is.
Okay, because after talking to you, I was under the assumption that it's way more like, oh, this is like a little bit of a hippie thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we're going outside and we're
so he
picking
was
some
expecting
flowers
to see like a voodoo doll at my house and like
I thought some blood was
crazy
coming
things.
out.
And when I showed him my altar with like all my crystals, all my books, all my tarot decks, he was like, "Oh, this is not what I was expecting."
No, it's got a bad connotation.
It does,
which is why...
and it's such a sad thing because it's such a beautiful thing. It's just very spiritual. It's very natural. It's very organic, and I think I think more people should research it because it could work for them.
Definitely, right. So with what you know and what you do, what do you practice every day that someone else could, that we can incorporate into our lives,
Sure.
Whether it's, you said you collect rainwater.
Yes, I do. I collect rainwater. Yeah.
Grounding.
Oh, that's good. That's big.
Yeah, so in the morning I ground myself. I go outside barefoot with like my coffee or tea, and I'll charge it. So I turn it clockwise when I stir it, just to like send good energy into
send
like
the vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You start everything out. It's the little things that just like affect you in such a big picture way. So I will go outside, I'll be barefoot, I'll ground myself, I'll do a meditation, or I'll do yoga, and then I can do like a tarot reading in the day, or I'll do like a candle spell at night, or even one of those bath like rituals I was telling you about. Anything to just like cleanse and like purify yourself and just like make sure you're centered.
Cleansed.
Centered.
Grounded.
Cleansed and grounded and
Absolutely.
centered, I think, are the most important things that people don't focus. Everyone is so go, or like social media worried about what everyone else is doing, and you forget how you feel. And then you like when you take that time and you sit there and you're like, wow, I was off.
You know it. You feel
and it's
it.
nice to put yourself back on that page with like your body and your soul. Like all of it is all in one, and it's the best feeling I can describe.
You learn that from like yoga and that type of stuff where you need to
Chakras.
be aligned.
Yeah, chakra. Yeah,
Chakras.
Reiki's huge. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
alignment.
Reiki's huge. I'm not super educated in Reiki, but I do find it interesting.
Reiki's really cool.
It's super cool. I feel like you and I could talk for days.
I know,
about
Reiki.
it.
My dad was a Reiki teacher, so it's
Really?
all about
That's
like moving the energy without like touching someone. And a lot of people think it's like a hoax,
Mumbo jumbo,
and it's like,
right.
oh, how could they do that?
But if it works for you and you feel better,
then
and
who
you're a better
cares?
person for it, who cares?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Well, thank you, Nattalie. We're learning a little bit about the witchcraft.
I like this.
Where it starts, what you do every day, and like
Yeah.
what it's really, the misconceptions and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the biggest thing is like addressing the connotation and the misconception
and letting
of it.
them know that it's not just like one side.
One thing, absolutely. That's the problem.
Absolutely. There's a darkness to it, but there's also such a light that you could bring out and show others. That
Absolutely.
I think is important.
Yeah, with anything.
So moving on to Zaria.
Yeah.
Where did the astrology quest begin? You said your dad was in the Reiki.
Yeah.
So this is also with your family as well?
It is. So I grew up a little bit doing yoga. It was like one of the free channels on TV. And I was like, sweet, because my parents were cheap. They didn't pay for cable. So I was like, yeah, yoga sounds sweet. So I started with that. And then just going to like my yoga studios, I would see like Gemini, like Aries, like Aquarius, like all these different like symbols. I'm like, what does that mean? And everything piques my interest. So I want to know about everything. And so it was like, I want to learn about this. Like, let me figure it out. So I probably stayed consistent with studying astrology for about 2 years now.
Oh,
that's
shit.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
And it's
yeah.
like, especially now everyone's like into it, but it's like, you're not. to actually know it fully. And it's almost difficult having a conversation with someone that
who's naive on
yes,
the
that doesn't
Yeah.
get it, because
Yeah.
there's so much more than just being like, oh, Zaria, you're a Gemini. There's this, and that. But
Well, because it's usually negative. They always have
Exactly.
like the bad traits of
Yeah,
the sign.
yeah.
And it's like there's so much greatness that comes from astrology that's
exactly,
forgotten.
there is,
Yeah.
and we're all
Yeah.
made up of all the houses that the signs like put themselves in. So we're all a
Yeah.
combination of it all, whether we see it in our chart or not. It's the degree, it's the transits that we have.
Right.
And there's even the progressed version of astrology where when you're born, that's your natal chart is what they call it. So that changes because you change.
Yeah,
so,
you change.
And
yeah.
so do the planets. I mean,
As
everything
they
moves.
move, as
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, so you can't look at someone just be like, we're not going to be compatible because of this sun sign and this. Because
Right.
then there's Venus, the planets of like love, beauty, and art and all of that, where if you have a compatible Venus sign with like your Mars sign too.
Oh yeah,
Which
plus
is,
you
yeah.
have retrograde, which
Exactly.
throws everything off.
Every time.
Throws
every
the
time.
whole game off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It does. So it's a lot more to it than just knowing the sun sign. But getting back to your point of like where I started, it was just more so, I guess growing up, like in the church, it was almost like taboo to talk about
Yeah.
astrology or even witchcraft or anything
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
I bet.
So obviously, me, a little rebellious, I'm gonna look
Yeah, the
deeper into
badass.
something. Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm gonna learn. So I ended up looking for it because Christianity didn't give me any validation or even an answer that I thought would be applicable to my life. But I looked into astrology and I found patterns in my life. I did my mom's chart, my brother's, my sister's, and it's like all these overlapping things where I look it up and it's like I'm writing this information myself, but it's what the planets have shown me. And
And
that's
it
what's
resonates
trippy.
with
Yes,
you. Yeah.
entirely.
It resonates with you,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can go very deep because a lot of it is because of your parents.
Oh, if
and,
you want to
yeah.
fall into a rabbit hole, get into astrology.
Oh,
Absolutely.
dang.
You don't stop.
No,
yeah,
you can't
don't
stop.
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 Which is
You
why I've been at it
can't.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know much about astrology, but I know that doesn't it correlate with it's 12? There's 12 chakras and there's 12 signs. Aren't they like kind of the same thing? I've heard that it's like the same side of a coin when you're talking about astrology and chakras because there's 7 inside and there's 5 inside.
That's
That's
more of a Reiki
12
lesson anyways, so
and
you can
12.
take it, I feel like.
I was like, they were saying.
There is that, but speaking of 12, without getting into numerology too much, that's just a repeating number
12.
in our culture. 12, we have
Yeah,
the 12
12 is-
disciples, we have the
yes.
12 months of the year, we have the 12 zodiacs, we have
Oh,
all
yeah.
of it. It's all ruled by the number 12.
12 chakras.
Yeah, it's
All the
yeah,
cycles.
All
I
of it.
mean, all the
It's just that
cycles,
number
yeah.
because a lot of it is math, and honestly, I hate math. But
with
to do this,
numerology,
you get
it's
into it
like,
because it
oh,
makes
yeah.
sense. I'm not studying like geometry and trying to figure out
But because
this,
you're
'cause-
passionate about
yeah,
it,
it doesn't
works.
seem like math. It's
yeah,
like a
exactly.
science and it's like a code where I'm like, oh, let's go deeper.
It is more
Yeah.
like breaking up a code of
It
like
is.
each person and like how they are and what makes them the way they are.
Yep,
It is. I agree with that 1,000%.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Z, so what is your sign and what does it say about you?
So I myself, I am a Gemini. I was born on May 27th.
Ooh.
And a lot of people have their opinions about Geminis because
love 'em.
What do they say?
So we are the sign of the twins. So
Mm-hmm.
people assume that we have 2 personalities. I have 6. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
I'm just
chill.
kidding. But like, I definitely recognize myself with having different personalities. But to me, it's adaptability. And it's not a personality switch, if you
So
will.
do you feel like you have like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on another at all times?
Since you do have the twin.
Like in a sense, like I don't know, like with being a Gemini, it's almost like for me because, which I'll get into deeper. I'm a Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, Gemini Venus. I have multiple Gemini placements.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh, that's
so
powerful.
it's no, it's
that's like
it gets
the
me in
most.
trouble. So it's like I meet other Geminis, they don't feel
Gemini
as.
placement.
Oh yeah.
I'll get into that one. Yeah, I'll get into that one.
Gemini over here.
Yeah, I'm through and
Alright.
through, like my degrees with it, very Gemini through and through, which is why like I meet a different Gemini and they're like different from me, but that's
Oh, yeah.
because like it makes a lot of difference the time you were born, the day you were born, like the
Oh,
year.
your sun, your moon, your yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect.
absolutely.
This
Yes,
is what I was
absolutely.
gonna liaison into.
Yes.
How does it work?
How
The
does
rising moon. You said there's like it happens with the time of day you were born.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
The month.
Where you were
the
born.
placement. The second.
That's important
Absolutely,
as well.
yeah.
The location.
The
of where you were.
location.
Yes. Yeah.
What about why does the location matter?
So where you are, it depends on
Where the moon's at and the sun.
yeah,
Everyone?
like a little bit. So the sun, and this brings me to another point I wanted to bring up. So a lot of people, like, let's say you're born May 21st, and you're a Taurus, because it's actually, depending on the year, this is actually where it changes. But basically with Gemini, for example, this year, May 20th to June 20th. But let's say you're born on May 20th, and you say, well, I'm a Taurus and a Gemini. The sun scientifically can only be in one spot.
Yeah.
That's it. You're
Hey,
not
so you
at
ain't
cusp.
both.
No,
Yeah,
you're not.
You ain't both,
No,
dog.
you're not.
Anything.
There's
It's
no such
very
thing as a
specific.
cusp.
One or
Yes,
the other?
the sun
Very
cannot be in
specific.
multiple places
Yeah.
at once. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Shit.
So, yeah, that goes to the point of like why it matters on the time you were born. My brother was born on September 22nd, and it's like, oh, he's a Libra, but he was born so early in the morning at like 2 a.m. He's actually a Virgo. Does he have Libra placements? Yeah, like
Sure.
a few, but he's predominantly a Virgo, and I absolutely see that, and that's what it is. It's knowing your time, then I can study the whole chart.
So do you agree that like not every part of the traits or characteristics that come with a zodiac sign resonate with you or relate to you, that you can be some of all of them or some of both of them, that if you're on a cusp?
To a degree, yeah, because you're definitely going to have those influences.
Absolutely.
But it's almost as if you meet someone, I would rather hear not just what their sun sign is, but almost like their transits.
You're
Because
like,
that's actually...
I want, instead of the social security like
Yes,
number
yeah, exactly.
and your address, you're like, I want your sun, moon, and rising.
Yeah,
to
because
be
that
Okay.
applies. And then your
I want
transits...
what's your
Yeah, what's
name?
She's like, I'll
Yup.
figure it
Sex.
all out.
That's
from
all you got to
there.
say, because I can do it. Because then, like, your transits apply, which is what's going on literally right above us right
Yeah.
now, that have a direct influence on how you come across to people. Because your natal chart, as I was saying earlier, is what it was when you were born.
Right.
So I'm a Gemini sun, Gemini rising, Aquarius moon, blah, blah, blah. But now it's my progress chart is something different. Like I'm like a progressed water sign in 20 years. Like I'm a progressed like Cancer rising, which has a different physicality.
Really?
So
Yeah.
when you're saying progress, that means that you are this now, and then in 20 years,
It changes,
your sign
yeah, it
changes.
Yeah,
adapts.
you're constantly
Because you
evolving.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah, this changes,
Yeah.
we change.
Astrology
Yeah.
is like
We're-
always evolving.
Yeah, direct correlation with what's above.
Absolutely.
As above, so below. So,
See, and that-
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's stuff that like people don't, that's not a general thing that people in astrology know. Is
Exactly.
that like, yo, you may be this, but in 20 years, you're going to be changing.
yeah, in
just
5
like
years
we're
and a
always
few
changing.
months, yeah,
Right.
we're all directly affected, and we all
Didn't
work
they
with each
also
other.
just add a new zodiac? Like,
I do hear about that.
so I've heard about this, and I've
What's it
personally
called?
do not follow. It starts with like an O.
I forget what it is.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a hoopla to me.
yeah, it's
but it's
irrelevant
like-
to me.
The thing is,
hoopla, you don't say.
Yeah,
Hoopla.
it's like when they said like Pluto wasn't a planet. I'm
Yes.
like, come on,
Hey,
never
hey,
forget.
hey,
Like,
yeah.
never
Pluto.
forget.
Hey, don't forget about Pluto.
No, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that for sure.
I mean, I do understand all of it to a degree, which is also why I wanted to bring up when we discuss the zodiac. We are talking about like the tropical zodiac because they have two different types. So there's the tropical, and then there's the sidereal. So the sidereal zodiac it's a different, I guess you could say, timestamp of when you were born. So I'm a sidereal Taurus because my birthday falls on the 27th, and that range of what Taurus is falls under that. And this is predominantly studied in Indian culture. So here in the Western culture, here in the States, we have your natal chart, like you have your tropical zodiac, like this is what it is. So there's two different types of astrology. So you can fit in with a different type of it, which is why not everything will apply to you. So you
Makes
kind of have to
sense.
find the form of astrology that works for you, and then all of it works together.
I didn't know that.
Really?
I knew there was like the Chinese like
Oh, yeah.
astrology.
Yeah,
I
like your
didn't-
animal and so
yeah,
forth. Yeah.
absolutely. I did not know that.
Oh yeah,
was
it's
super
completely
interesting.
different. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like you could be a completely different sign, and
You
which
just
is
gave me
why.
something to research. This
Oh,
week.
it- yeah,
Thank you
you'll go
so
down.
much.
You'll go
Hey.
down. Yeah.
Hey.
It's definitely really exciting to know because
I'm
that's why,
excited.
like, if you read your horoscope, like people are like, "Oh, I read my horoscope, it doesn't apply." Well, probably because actually they say when you read your horoscope, you should look at your rising sign and not your sun sign.
Yeah.
I have the same rising as my sun, so for me,
Okay,
It's all the same. Yeah.
So for people, hey, if you're gonna check your astrology, check the rising
Check
sign.
Do
the
that.
rising.
Yeah.
Do your natal chart.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
know
If
your
it
facts.
applies, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because there's so many planets
Get
to
the
go into.
zodiac facts
Yeah.
for sure.
You have to.
So Z, now that we've spoken about all this astrology,
Yes.
what would be your message to the people to let them know that astrology is not fake? Like it's a real
That it's
thing.
not fake?
It's
Yeah.
not fake, you know, like to keep them in there, like, hey, like I know you've been hustling on your astrology, checking it. It's out there for you.
I think starting with, I want to say you have to keep an open mind with it.
Mm-hmm.
And as with anything, like some people want to practice religion, some people want to practice whatever. But when you have like actual proof that's documented as such it is,
Yeah.
And it's constantly studied, you have to go deeper before you discredit it as
Woo
something
woo.
that's fake.
Yeah.
The
Woo
yeah.
woo.
The woo woo.
Oh, this is aliens
Yeah.
talk.
Don't knock it till you try it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When people are like, well, I don't believe in astrology, to me, it's saying you don't believe in Spanish because it's a different language.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best metaphor I could say because it's a language
learn
of
more
communication.
about you.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so great.
It is, yeah, because
I feel like with astrology, you learn your love language a lot.
You do.
Better as well.
you have to.
You have
Because
to.
Venus is the sign of like love, beauty, romance, all of that. So my Venus happens to also be in Gemini. But in terms of compatibility,
Best of both worlds, baby.
yeah, Gemini and Venus likes to have fun and they're playful. For
Yeah.
reasons.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Lady of the streets, but a freak in the sheets.
Okay, the Gemini.
They're the Gemini Venus is the person that kind of balances between multiple people for their interests because
Lovers.
Gemini is the placement of like curiosity and social and they want to know everything and everyone.
Well, I'm a Sag, and we don't like to be caged in whatsoever.
Which is
why I
we like our
like-
independence
Yeah.
very much.
Can you tell me about Scorpios? What are we? Are we bad or good?
I got
tall,
some
short?
notes.
Are we
Yes,
tall? Are we
hit us
the
with
tall
the
guys or the
notes.
short guys? Which one? Are we strong or small?
Scorpios are cool.
I like Scorpios. One of my
Scorpios
favorite
are
fixed
very
signs.
cool.
They're-
You are very in tune with your emotions, which is really cool as well. It can backfire on you sometimes, though.
Yeah, what I like about Scorpios too is in terms of how Scorpio is a water sign, I feel like they're the most fiery water sign.
I agree with that.
Yes, and-
they got the most spark to them.
I'm
for
spicy.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm
You
spicy.
are spicy.
I am
I
spicy.
agree with
Yeah.
that. You're
I can
very
be spicy.
spicy.
A
Absolutely.
little spice.
Oh, he's so handsome. What's his
Yes.
name?
Spice, a little
I even
spice.
have here Scorpio is ruled by like I guess you could say like extremes, which is why some people can't handle Scorpios. But to me,
Absolutely.
extreme isn't the word. I would say passionate.
No, I would agree.
Yeah.
Passionate is, like I said, you're very in tune with your emotions. So, like, if you love something, you are like all in.
Man.
Oh yeah.
You're in.
I'm
You're not half-assing anything.
Full send,
You're like
you know what I'm
full
saying?
send,
Oh yeah,
baby.
they're definitely like committed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah, you're
I'm
in.
a full sender.
But if you're not into it either, you're like, fuck that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true
Like,
though. That's
go
the
long,
biggest
hard
thing.
pass. No, thank you.
Yeah, psych
Yes.
over there. Through the
Run
what?
it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
So my squires, can you please bring in the food
Oh, we've got food.
Are we eating
at this
as
time
well?
of the show?
Oh, fantastic.
We have a little bit of a taste test.
Do we?
Ooh.
Am I gonna get
we do?
blindfolded? Do I
Thank
have
you,
to-
my good sir.
Oh, you would do that.
Two veg burgers here, two veg burgers on the
Two
fly.
Oh, thank you, Consa.
veg burgers coming up.
All right.
Okay.
Oh my lord.
He needs a
Squire.
Here we have a Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Rising, Leo Moon. So
Okay.
you see the entertainment aspect.
Oh yeah,
of-
for sure.
Yes.
Well, if you
This is wonderful.
This is insane.
Thank you.
grab
TJ.
Oh,
one.
it's a veggie.
Veggie burgers. I
Wow.
heard a couple of
Veggie
vegetarians
What did
around.
that- you are?
I'm not. But
Oh.
I will happily try it.
Vegetarian.
Oh.
It looks like it's from Swenson's.
Wow.
The respect.
The respect was
be
nice.
thought of.
Can you just grab it
that
for
was
me,
very
please, sir?
thoughtful. You want my
Okay.
tomato?
And now you have to
Does it make
taste.
you happy?
I can only handle one.
You have to taste the difference. There's two.
Oh yeah.
There's two.
There's two.
There's two. There's one
I mean, you're
from
on
one
camera.
I
restaurant
already know which one this
and
is.
one
I
from the
don't.
other.
This is definitely Swenson's. Look at the bun.
Oh God.
Okay, we're just gonna pull all that out.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet notes.
Sweet note.
Barbecue or something.
There's a barbecue on this, and I can
Is
taste
there?
what kind of veggie patty this is. This is a Morning Star.
This is
Garden
a veggie pad for sure. Okay.
I understand meat is murder, but it's better.
Okay. Chill.
This is pretty good. I know what kind this is. This is good. I like the little surprise. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
All
you. That
right.
was
Feed us.
awesome.
Give us drinks. I love it.
Hey,
Drinks?
Squire, can I get a napkin? How does that work?
Squires.
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 Please and thank you. Oh, wow.
Oh
my God.
My good sir.
Oh, please, sir, may I have some more?
I blew my nose with them a couple times.
Great.
Thank you, my squire.
Just a little Corona on the side.
Hey, take a bite. Yeah.
Sample reaction.
Yeah.
baby.
Thank you, squires. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was something.
So now that we're done with the little taste test, little breakdown here,
I like it.
let's move on to show and tell.
I'm so excited. Okay,
Show
let's
and
do
tell.
it. Yes, I
So-
brought some goodies.
Shall we start off with the tarot cards?
We can, yeah, absolutely. We can do the tarot cards. I gotta take some notes out. Don't judge me. It's just a lot of information, and I want to make sure that we do this right. So
I had mine
Yeah,
too. It's
for
okay.
sure. Just give me a quick little 3 pool.
yeah,
Let me know
tarot
what I got.
is really cool. It's usually a 78 card deck. So you have your major arcana, which are about like your bigger life events that happen. And then you have your minor arcana, which are like the cups, the swords, the wands, and the pentacles. And those are about like your every day-to-day situations. So the cups stand for like your emotions and your relationships that go on in your life, where your swords are like your challenges and your conflicts, and any drama or beef that's going on in your life are going to be the swords.
Oh, the beef?
Yeah, and then your wands are more of like your like intuition matched with like your actions, where like you think as you do. And then your pentacles are all about like finances, careers, like everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to shuffle cards, so.
Right, didn't see that.
Hey,
You want me to do it?
No. I gotta shuffle it
Okay,
myself.
great.
Gotta shuffle it myself.
So we're
Scorpio.
only doing the major arcana, so we'll do like a 3-card spread.
So I pull 3. Mm-hmm. Can I go
So
from the
pull
bottom?
you can.
Can I go from
So
anywhere?
normally you break the deck in half,
Okay, I just did that.
and then you pull from the top. Yep. So go ahead and pull from the top, and I will do my best
what if
here.
What if it says death, murder, death?
So death is actually the most misconstrued card you can get. Death is actually one of the best cards you can get in a tarot reading. It actually represents like the ending of a cycle and like a
Right.
new beginning. It's like, oh, you finally went through hell, rebirth.
I'm here.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, you're back to it. So,
All right, so I should
I'm
pull my
ready.
first card.
Yeah.
The Empress.
Ooh, you got the Empress. Okay, so the Empress is great. It's a very feminine card. It's about feminine energy. So it's usually a woman in your life. She's very nurturing. She's very wise. She's kind of your inner guidance to how you do things. So you want to follow her. Are you making fun of my hand gesture?
Okay. I just got a new girl too. Perfect.
Oh, well, hey, that
Okay,
might be
shout out
it. She
new
might be
girl.
exactly what you
There
need in
you
your
have it.
The
There
Empress
you
is
have
a
it.
bad bitch. Congratulations.
Hey, shout out my new girl.
Hey.
Okay.
I love the
Kudos to
universe.
you, boo-boo.
All right, so
All right,
here's
what's
the next
next?
one. The hanged
The Hanged One.
the hanged one.
So the Hanged One is kind of like you're upside down on reality. Does that make sense? The Hanged One's kind of saying like you're not in touch with what's going on, so you're kind of following the illusions, the fantasies. You're not in tune with what's going on
Heard.
realistically right now.
Heard.
Yeah.
I'm on some bullshit.
Kind of on
You're
that.
like
You're
one-
like head in the clouds, not
Yeah.
coming down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, and I think that's a great. It's probably because of the Empress. She's like
Uh,
sending you those good vibes.
Having an influence.
so one more. Pull?
One more, yeah,
Yes,
send
sir.
it. Go for it.
And then once we have all 3, you can like tell me like
Yeah, I'll be able to break it down.
conjunction,
Yeah,
break it
I'll put
down.
them together. Yeah, I'll break it down for you.
Shit. Which
Yeah,
one?
let's do it.
The Hermit.
Ooh, that's actually super interesting. Okay,
It is.
That's a great
Dog.
card.
Yeah.
So these
Dog.
again,
That's
trying to be no
these cards
hermit,
are
dog.
like your major life events. So don't be upset. It's not there's nothing negative about
There's nothing
tarot,
negative?
honestly.
Okay.
Like
It's what you take from
You
it.
heard
Tarot's
that.
like my best friend that I sit with, that I ask advice when I don't want to hear shit from my friends. You know what I
Whoa,
mean?
okay.
So she's just as real as possible.
That real friend.
Yeah, she's not sugarcoating shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
So from your 3, I get your first one is like the past, which was the Empress, which was like you had a lot of feminine energy kind of constructing your actions and your thoughts and your ideas. You followed her. Whereas the second one is the Hanged Man, where you kind of realize like, oh, my head's in the clouds. I need to come back down and like face reality. And then the Hermit is a great card because you kind of isolate from anyone else's anyone else's opinion, any outside ideas or forces, and you take in with yourself. You do a lot of reflection. You figure out what you want, and you just do that time with yourself. That me time is so important. So that's your future. So that's something that you should absolutely take into perspective, that you need some inner guidance.
This is real.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I mean, it's probably true.
Probably.
Okay.
Do got a new girl.
Hey, I'm sure she's lovely. You're
She is
lovely.
lovely.
I bet. Can't wait to meet her.
My heads are usually in the clouds.
That's true.
You know, a little bit of cloud of smoke,
Hey.
a little bit of buzz. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, a little hazy in here.
Yeah. So, you're going to teach me how to make a love spell.
I'm going to show you how to do a self-love spell jar.
Self-love.
Is what we're going to do.
We're not trying to get love.
We're not going to get love. We're not going to ask for any outside power. We're going to bring it into ourselves
That's what we
today.
need, though.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
That's a positive
it's a full moon
energy.
tonight.
That's what I
Let's
need.
do
Yeah,
that. Let's
self-love.
enjoy it. Let's give ourselves that love that we need. And it seems like with the Hermit card, that's exactly what you need.
All right. So most people who have ever heard of the word spell,
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do some like dances in the woods under the moon.
we
I
start
promise.
thinking,
Sometimes
butterflies.
I do, though.
You know,
Hey, I'll beat you next time. Hey.
hey, we think spell, we think, hair, blood, something sketchy.
Something sketchy.
Skin.
We're going to break it down
But
to
we're
be
gonna
as
break it down.
organic as possible.
But we're gonna break it down.
So I gave you all your ingredients. They're right in front of you. Let's do this as best as we can, okay?
First step before any love spell is to light the incense and then
to
cleanse
bless it. Yeah,
your
you want to
bottle.
bless it and
You wanna
cleanse
bless
it and
and
set
cleanse
that
your bottle.
intention in and get rid of any energy that was in there before. So you're going to want to light your incense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look
You're going to
at
want to
him go.
open your jar, which is sitting all the way over there. So blow on it. Yeah,
Make a
there
wish.
you go. Ooh.
First time.
Hey.
Hey, first time.
Hey, spell jar virgin.
Okay,
Alright, so
so
you're gonna so when you do this, I want you to picture things that you like about yourself that you've been neglecting and really bring them back. Things that you love about yourself that just haven't been there lately,
And you want to bring it
And
back?
you're gonna put it right in there. You're gonna want the
Couple
smoke to get-
circles.
yeah, whatever you
Feel
feel.
it.
Couple up,
whatever,
downs.
yeah, whatever you feel. Like I want you to
Let it
enjoy
dance, yeah.
Like I said, everyone's craft is different. Yeah, enjoy that. Absolutely. So go ahead. You can leave that running. You can put
gonna
it
leave it
out.
running. We're gonna leave
Yeah,
it
whatever
running.
you want to do. Yeah,
it running.
perfect. So next, you're gonna want to do pink Himalayan salt, which is gonna be another cleansing. Purifies any negative energy. It's very soothing and calming. So you're gonna want to put that in there. Absolutely, as your base.
All right. Okay, so just a couple little drips.
Yeah, just
Drip,
a little
drip,
drip,
Little
drip, drip, drip.
drip.
You got it.
All right.
All right, next you have lavender buds, which are also going to be like anti-stress, anti-anxiety. You're basically saying like, fuck any bad energy, not happening to me today.
Okay, so
Lavender's
lavender
good.
buds.
Yeah, lavender buds are great. I put them in my baths. They're fantastic.
Couple drips.
Little drip, drip.
Drip, drip, drip,
Yeah, drip, 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 drip. Love it.
Hey.
It's whatever you feel. You put more of whatever you want into there. That's
It'll
the whole
call.
point. So
Yeah.
that's white sage. So another, I use this for smudging a lot. It's really great to get
What's
rid
a
of.
smudge?
So smudging you can do with like a sage stick or like a Palo Santo stick. And you can purify your house. You can purify yourself.
Oh, that's when you see people walking around with
Yes.
like the sage.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
called smudging.
Yes,
Yes.
that's smudging. And you want to do that just to make sure everything kind of gets cleared out and is good to go. Like you
Going
have a lot of
off,
people
yeah.
in your house and
Doing
you're like,
that?
fuck your energy. That's when you sage your
yeah,
house.
I keep that. So I
Yeah.
just moved about a month and a half ago, I would say. So
nice.
we buy the sage and there's a way to sage like, by the way, if you ever move or anything, like you go to a place that it just feels
Open
like-
your windows.
Yeah, do that.
That's
Open your
the
windows.
best advice I
Yeah.
can give anyone.
And
Because if
sage.
you light sage and you don't open your windows, you just set that shit in chaos. Bro.
Yeah.
That shit's just running around.
Oh, it goes
mad.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
a way
mad.
of doing it. You want to
Let
start
it
with
out.
the corners, like
Let
have
it
sage
out.
rhythm.
Free.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a rinse, you know?
Yeah. So what you got next?
Next, I have the lemon balm.
Lemon
Okay.
balm is great. It's also very soothing. It's going to be focused on like the love for yourself. You're just going to put in some happy vibes, some joy and success in your jar.
So lemongrass is the happy.
Lemon balm,
Happy.
lemongrass. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lemon
for
balm.
sure. Same
Lemongrass is
shit.
good.
Same shit, different
It's still
name.
good.
Why not? Love it. I just enjoy how open you are to it.
That's
you
what I
read that
enjoy,
book.
too,
No,
yeah.
it's
You are
seriously
just all the way.
I'm open to
he's
it.
so
You should
open
be.
to it.
I'm in it.
And
You
I'm
are.
here for it.
I'm making a love spell as we speak.
Yeah, you are.
So watch yourself.
Hey, you're
Hey.
loving you, bro.
Heard.
You're loving
Oh,
you.
yeah,
You get
my
to
love
keep
spells.
it too. You get to keep it.
This is mine. Okay, so we're gonna add a pinch of peppermint.
Peppermint, yeah.
Ooh.
So this is kind of like the spice.
Yeah, I was
this is
gonna
like
say, that
where
gives
you
it like a
add. Yeah, this is where you
kick.
add the little pizzazz you've been missing the
Uh-huh.
whole time.
I am possessed.
Yeah, we know.
We know.
Yeah,
We
we
know.
know.
Hey.
And now it's back.
Now it's back.
Hey,
Okay, so
don't put it all on your woman. Put it into you.
Okay, say less. Okay.
Say less, yeah.
So-
say less, do more.
Yeah.
What is a juniper?
A
berry?
juniper berry is
Ooh.
I know. I have some.
You brought the juniper
I did bring the
berry.
juniper berries.
I don't even know what
So
it's like.
juniper berries. Ooh, go for it. You know what they are. Go for it.
I
Yeah,
can't
Z, what
explain
is
it
a
like
juniper
you.
berry?
I
Z?
was like reading about it the other day, and I was like, I don't even know where to get that. I just know it's like pretty like potent.
So I actually have a cute little witchcraft store I go to in
Yeah.
Kenmore. The
Okay.
Dragon's Mantle. You're welcome. They're
Hey,
fabulous.
shout out Dragon.
Shout out.
Dragon's
Hey.
Mantle. They got everything. They're
Dragon.
lovely. They even have readings sometimes going on, which is fire. I love it. What is happening?
All right. My
Yeah.
squire's bringing in sage.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey.
Look at Palo
that.
Santo, baby.
Palo Santo.
Yes, sir.
So,
Thank
yeah,
you.
just purify the shit out of here.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
expunge
what I'm
the
talking
area.
about. Yes.
Expunge
That's
the area.
the vibe right
Smells
there.
great.
Thank you,
I
Squire.
know, it's
Oh my
wonderful.
God.
Wonderful. It is
Thank you,
great.
thank you.
It really is.
We needed
Okay,
that.
so
Did you have that
Yes,
in your
the juniper
car,
berry,
Josh?
yes.
I love it. Thanks for
go
bringing
Josh.
that.
Go Josh.
Go, Josh.
Shout out to
Hey,
Josh.
baby. Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
He said, I want to eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this love spell here,
We also are going to add some crystals.
we're gonna add some
So
crystals.
I brought you some amethyst chunks and some moonstone. So amethyst is good for just raising vibrations as all. It's another grounding crystal you could use.
What is an amethyst?
Amethyst is a purple crystal, which is your favorite color.
Look at that, your aura.
I know. So it's another anti-stress, just a very basic raise your vibrations crystal, which is great. You can keep the rest. I don't even care. I brought
You
this
need
all
it.
for
You
you.
need it.
Yeah,
You
you
need
need
it.
it. Send it.
You do.
Keep
Need
it.
it.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want with it.
All right.
And then
next.
some moonstone's just magical, and especially with the full moon is why I brought it.
Yeah.
We're gonna take some of the moon.
Tonig's a
and-
full moon.
It is.
yeah.
It's the Aries full moon, and
Yes,
Aries is
yeah.
Mars in retrograde
so
too. So
definitely throw some in there. We're gonna
It's-
get some full moon energy in there. I didn't bring any moon water because it was charging last night, and I didn't want to
get
fuck
that.
with it. You know what I mean?
But tonight's powerful. The fact
Tonight
we're doing
is
this
so
podcast
powerful.
on a full moon,
I walked in
it's
here
a rebirth.
and the vibes are lit,
On, yeah.
lit.
We are
Hey, the
doing this
vibes
on
are
the
on
right
point.
day.
All of it.
I thought you like planned it in a way. I was like, does TJ
No,
know
I-
he's
no,
doing
he
this
had
on
no
the full
idea.
I
moon?
did plan this.
No, you did not. I've bailed 3 times.
Plan
It's my fault, guys.
did.
It is my fault.
Oh my god, I love it.
this. All right.
So
So,
this is actually an oil I got from an apothecary that was on Etsy.
what's an apothecary?
It's a witchy store. So they have like herbs, oils. They have their own candle spells that
Yeah,
you can
crystals.
buy.
Do they have any sativas?
I'm some sure have.
Okay,
I bet.
that's
You know what I
sativa.
mean? Like, hey, go West
Hey.
Coast and maybe
We're gonna find out.
maybe,
We will
maybe.
find out.
I have been looking into like weed magic, which I think is really cool. You can. I
It
just
is.
bought a book. So it's a lot more like meditation when you smoke, you know what I mean? So I think that's really interesting.
Okay. So
So
just
you're gonna do a few drops of that. That's that love, compassionate
Yeah.
oil. You're gonna attract nothing but love in
this
that.
thing is called the intimacy blend.
The intimacy.
I don't like
blend.
intimacy, so
Oh well,
you
girl,
gotta-
you're gonna like it today.
I don't like intimacy, so we're gonna do. Couple
Hey, you just
we're
said
gonna
you
do
have a
one
new
drop.
booth there.
We're
You
gonna
Yeah.
do-
must like
hey,
intimacy.
We're gonna do a couple
It's
drops.
the full moon. You gotta face
Few
your like
drops.
shadows.
Hey,
you got
drop
to.
a lot more if that's what you need. There you go. Yeah,
Hey.
full send.
What
That
is
was
next?
hefty.
Love it. That was
Your
hefty.
hand didn't
He
stop.
said, "I don't
Yeah,
like this."
He's like,
Go,
I don't
go,
like
go,
this,
go.
but my hand won't stop. Okay, I saw
All
that.
right, yeah. You
Noted.
might not like it, but you need it. I
Yeah.
like it. All right.
So that's everything. We've gone
So
through
that is
every
that is
single.
There
every
you have it.
single step that
we
I
have
use.
all these items.
Yes.
Inside one little jar.
So you're gonna cork your jar.
Okay, cork it up. Then.
Yeah, cork it up. Cork it real good. And then you're going to take that pink candle. So each candle color is specific to an intention. I think that one, yep. No? Where'd you put it?
It's here.
See,
you
but
know?
like this is the best thing about magic is like I do this all the time. Like I'll have a rough night or I will like be wasted and come home and forget it's a full moon and I'll just like throw my crystals on a windowsill and be like, charge babies. Like it's fine.
Do it.
Doesn't matter. You don't have to go full out every time. Just like send yourself some love when you can.
And you know when you need it too.
Yeah,
you know? It kind of
like,
happens and you're like, wait, I like,
Take
really
that
needed that.
time and really do it for sure.
Absolutely.
So we couldn't complete the magic quest.
Nah,
We got
I don't
to the
know.
end.
I don't know what you did, but we're gonna find it and we'll help you out.
And it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
So
not
next
the end.
time-
It's only the beginning.
So the last step would have been to light this candle.
Yeah, so pink is intention for like love, self-love, compassion, peace. And that's what you would have sealed your jar with had you not lost the cap.
Yeah,
Is there a
yeah,
different
cap's gone.
cap he can use, or
A
is it?
cork. Let me look. I'm gonna look because
It is life.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it is.
exactly. Hey,
There's a love
shit
spell.
happens. It's a perfect example.
Yes.
This is why we don't have nice things.
Because we lose them.
Or you get robbed, but
Yeah, or you get robbed. This is so true.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So, really quickly, Z, do you have any
Final
astrology?
thoughts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can I
astrology
hear a
final
little bit
thoughts?
about
little
your
bit?
thoughts on a Sag? Because I'm here for
On
it.
all of it? Okay, so I did put some more in Sag. So one of the reasons why I personally really like Sagittarius placements is so you have the 3 categories of the zodiac. So you have your fixed signs, your mutable signs, and the cardinal signs. So Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, and Virgo are all under the like mutable signs.
Yeah.
So Gemini and Virgo are ruled by the same planet, but with mutable signs, pretty much
Are you
they're
saying mutable?
mutable. Mutable. Thank you.
So, like to mute something?
It sounds like that, but it doesn't make sense because these are the communicators of the zodiac.
Yeah.
Like Gemini, like
They're
obviously really
They're like the
expressive.
mediators of
Yes.
all the other
So,
signs.
Yes.
so, for example, you guys are saying Scorpio, emotional to the extent the Gemini is a mediator.
Scorpio is emotional, but what I want to say is Scorpio is actually a fixed sign, just as Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius is. Because when you have these 3 categories, it breaks up into each have the earth, water, fire, and air.
Yeah.
So that's why you can even get along with these other fixed placements. But with being a fixed placement, it's more so you're in the middle of the season, so you're coming into like the stability of the elements. So that's what Scorpio comes in to do because it's a cardinal sign and they always like achieve the goal, but it's also they're kind of fixed in their ways, which is why Aquarius, you're like, oh, air sign, they're going to be like really open and free, but they're actually extremely stubborn in their ways.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like super introvert.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
They're also known as the like humanitarianism of the like zodiac. So I have like an
they
Aquarius
are.
placement. Yeah.
So, you were saying that those signs, the Gemini ones, were
Oh,
mutable.
Yes.
The
Oh,
ones that the Scorpio, those are fixed.
those are fixed.
So one of
And
mine.
so there's the other
You're
3.
mutable. Yes, the
that are-
other.
what are those called?
Yes, so those are the cardinal placements, and that is Aries, Capricorn, which am I forgetting? Libra and Cancer.
I was gonna say, I think you're
Yeah.
forgetting Cancer.
I kind
Wow.
of tend to, but
Hey man,
Okay,
I
chill.
could.
I just yeah. But
Cancer's
yeah,
getting left
good.
out.
yes, with the mutable placements, since we are both mutables, I'll touch
Yeah.
on that real quick.
Sure.
They're kind of like the editors and the like mediators of the zodiac, which is why it's funny that you mention how we're like the mediators too, but we
Yeah.
also end the season. So because the zodiac starts with Aries, so it goes Aries, Taurus, Gemini, then into a water placement.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of end things, but we're kind of very flexible. We embrace change typically. So,
Yeah, we're like little chameleons. in a
yeah,
type
which
of
is
way.
why
We
Gemini
adapt.
gets the like stigma of being like fake. But
I think that's why
it's
it's-
adaptable.
No, it is. It's adaptable, and that's why when you walked in, and I was like, "What sign are you?"
Oh,
You're
yeah.
talking about astrology. And she goes, "Oh, I'm a Gemini." I go, "Oh, I'm a Sag. We're gonna
And I
get
said,
along
yes,
great."
girl. I know it.
Yes.
Yes. And that's what's cool, like talking with you, like knowing how much you know of astrology, how much is left to learn, but like, there's more to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
and-
feel like if you think you know all, you're the most naive.
That's
of
the
us all.
problem. The more
Absolutely.
you learn, the more you realize you don't know.
Exactly.
Yes.
Loser.
And one of my favorite, and one of your points too with like the discussion is how astrology is now in today's time because it's been practiced for so long.
Yeah.
But today I feel like it's gotten so cheap.
It's gotten
basic, misconstrued.
Yeah,
and it's like
it
cheap
has.
because there's certain
They're
apps
like,
or
oh,
even
I crashed my car,
Yeah.
but I'm a Libra, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I gotta know
Like,
that
it's
mine.
cool. It's fine. And it's
No,
like
it's not an excuse,
that's
baby.
so wrong.
It's
yeah.
fine.
And people like say it to like
Libra.
justify, but you can actually use it as a tool because one of my favorite quotes is. I put this down. It says, people often ask what's the benefit of studying astrology, particularly if everything we can foresee is inescapable. One of the best answers I've heard from Adam Allenboss was, astrology helps us transcendentalize our nature and our experiences. And that is the best way I can put it.
But transcendentalism in
Time
itself
out.
is
Yes.
like the most amazing
Exactly.
thing. Yeah,
That's what
I
it
agree.
is.
Yeah.
Time out. So can you explain that quote
Yeah.
to us? To some
To like
people?
dive in a little bit.
Yeah,
So basically,
simpletons.
so I do read charts. I have an account. Like I love reading people's charts. It's one of my favorite things to do. But also because of how heavy it is, it's almost like, do you want me to know all of this information? Because although it's almost like a template. Not everything can apply, but it can apply. And although I can't foresee the future, I can predict.
Tarot's the same way.
Yes, I can
It's
kind
the
of
same way.
say,
it's what
hey,
relates to you.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Like there was a time, and this is how I knew it was very real,
Yeah.
was one of my astrologers who I follow, she's like, hey, everyone, make sure you're locking your doors, like doing, like putting on your home security system. Like right now is a high time for like break-ins. And this was back in August. And I read this after the fact, but my car got broken into the day after she told me this. And I was like, that's crazy. And some people are like, well, that's just like a happenstance. It's that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
it's
Like, it's a
astrology.
premonition.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the way my placements were with what she was listing, it was
Yeah.
kind of one of those just affirmations where I'm like, okay, yeah, like I fit that. Like I'm not immune to it. And astrology isn't, it's a science. It's a language.
Yeah.
And it's not something you can look at and be like, oh, like you can see the future. It's almost like a guide. You know, you can change it. The destiny is ultimately up to you.
Absolutely. And if you read your horoscope and you're like, that's not going to happen to me today, guess what? It won't, because you went out of your way to make it not happen.
Right.
See,
If you let
that's-
the
people need
universe
to know
take
that.
care of
That's what I'm
you-
saying, yeah.
People
if you
need to
let the
know that.
universe take care of you, the universe is usually on your side. Like they're there to teach you a lesson.
Yes.
It all falls into place. Like just ride the wave,
Yep.
enjoy it, and know like you're in good hands.
That's what it's your own interpretation.
yeah, and
It's
if
not a law.
You're gonna learn a mean
Yeah.
lesson, baby.
Exactly.
Like-
Because life comes at you as you should.
Yeah.
And one time I was doing one of my friend's charts and she's like, oh yeah, like go ahead, like read it. And things she's told me before of like her relationships or like things that have happened to her that are like really bad came up in my readings. And that's when I felt the need to almost, I guess, put a pause or like a hiatus on what I was studying because of how real it became. Like she would say these very detailed experiences, and I was like finding it out on my own, and it was like, am I really this good at my craft, or is this like messy with my
I feel
head?
like you are. Like I feel like you're very in tune, and your third eye is wide the fuck open.
Oh,
dude.
she's open, girl.
No,
I
she
do.
woke, and
Yes.
I'm excited for
Yes.
it.
Oh, she was.
I also
think-
study yoga.
I think I
so.
just made a new friend tonight. And I'm
Yeah,
really
you did.
excited.
I know. We all
Yeah.
seem like
Yeah,
I love
This
it.
is nothing but a vibe. It's
I know.
a vibe
Big
out
hugs,
here.
Ashley.
I feel like we're
I
all
love
just
it.
hanging out.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Witch and chill.
so Nattalie, we're getting to the closing ends of it. What would be the best things that you could say to the viewers out there? Like, what do you want them to go home with about witchcraft and you and this whole situation?
Educate yourself. Don't knock it till you try it, and be open. Be open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
The more closed-minded you are, the more naive you are. Don't hate on somebody who has a different belief than you.
Yes.
And if they're there to raise your vibration, enjoy it. Take advantage of that moment. Don't take it for granted, because you'll lose that good energy. So definitely educate yourself.
I like that.
Sure,
Thank
hell
you.
Yeah,
That was
and I
great.
think it
Great
comes
plug.
down to are people wanting to explore that part of them, because it's almost
Absolutely.
like if something's
You're
like
gonna
very
learn
real, it's like no,
so
I know
much about
Yeah.
yourself, and enjoy it and be excited about it, because
And that's
you'll
okay.
be like,
Yeah,
you'll be
it's
like,
good.
oh, who knew I was into herbs? Not
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
but I am.
Okay.
Yes.
knew?
And what's cool, even with what you study and what I do, like the overlap, which
It's
we'll
so
obviously do on
cool.
another show.
Absolutely.
This is
Part
only
two.
the beginning.
Hey,
Yeah, there will be a part two.
There will be a part 2.
Yes.
Part 2?
And it's, as I've said, the more you study, the more you realize, like, you don't know, but you keep going into it because there's so much out
and just
there.
to learn from other people,
Yeah.
like sitting here from you, like I'm gonna leave here and be like, oh,
Enlightened.
Yeah, I
like a
learned
a lot.
Snapple cap.
Yeah,
I got
truly-
some facts tonight.
That's
yo,
me.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'll tell you anything about anything.
Hey,
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Z, moving on to you, what would be your thing that you want to make sure the viewers at home get this from, this podcast, this episode, what you had to say?
My biggest takeaway is, in the height of the new age of astrology and like trying to be compatible, stop downloading stupid apps or following people on Twitter that just think they know everything, because you have to
Yes.
check the sources. So number one, check the source, make sure they're like valid. And it's like, how do you do that? Well, see like their past. They should have like basically
Yes.
transcripts and like
Yes.
almost a resume of what they've done. So that's number one. Number two, make sure if you're interested in it, definitely dive deep and don't be afraid. Like take the
don't
jump.
be afraid to be
Yes,
like, yo,
take that
I'm,
leap.
You have
I'm
to.
looking
Worth
into
it.
astrology.
Because I have,
Yeah.
and I've definitely broken away before, and now it's like I'm getting back into, and I feel a lot more like centered, and things make sense. And it's, for me, that's almost like my church and my study and like my gospel to be
Hell
like,
yeah.
this
I'm
is
so
something I
excited
do
to
it.
read your cards.
Really?
girl.
Oh, you're gonna have some fun. So that's my
yeah.
biggest thing. It's like find what works for you and have an open mind. Maybe it's not applying to you that day, but it will.
It
soon.
will.
So
Yeah.
Definitely.
yeah, we can't predict, but your interpretation is ultimately up to you. You manifest your life, of course, but there are some influences that will have an impact.
Absolutely. The universe takes a part in this ride.
Absolutely.
It always does,
So enjoy it. Strap in.
Backseat.
Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
And Nattalie, where can the viewers at home find you on Instagram or on social media?
So I'm also about to record my podcast.
Shout
So,
out. Shout out.
Hey.
Wishful Thinking Podcast.
Shout out Nattalie.
As well as Nattalie_Shay on Instagram. Follow me.
And Z,
Follow.
where can people look for you on social media?
So I had to lock my Twitter because I got an internship and I didn't want them to see all that. So I'll make like a burner Twitter account.
Yes.
But yeah.
Burner Twitter?
Yeah, I'll make a
Hey,
burner
burner
account
Twitter,
because I
I've
was
never
funny.
heard that.
I was funny.
Is that
So
burner?
as for now,
Still are.
add me on LinkedIn. No, add me on Instagram. Zaria, that's Zaria period JANELLE. Zaria
Ooh,
Janelle.
send it. Oh, it's
Thank
Nattalie
you.
with 2 T's, by the way. My mom's hooked on phonics. I can't help it.
I like
Nah,
that.
you're good.
So yeah, add me on that or Snap or whichever. Like I said, I do have an astrology account. I'm on a forum where I help educate people all across the world and I read charts. So I'm on
Yes.
astroseek.com. Zaria Janelle is my username.
And
so add me.
TJ, thank you so much for having us.
Thank
and
you.
just
This
being
is
a
able
blessing.
to have an opportunity
Under
to
the
even
full
talk
moon
about it
doing
is
this
super cool.
and
So
being open.
thank you for being open. You just made
Yes.
a spell jar. How do you
Yeah,
feel?
I feel great. I
that's-
Yes,
truly
yes.
appreciate you guys for coming on.
Oh, I
here.
love this.
You know, it's
like
hard
we're
to
hanging
get
out.
people to intermingle schedules
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and make something happen.
we
Oh,
did
yeah.
it.
Truly appreciate
And we're
it.
going
We
to do
did.
it again.
And again,
Yeah.
and again,
And again.
and again.
So, thank you guys for tuning in to the High Garden Podcast.
Woo.
That's it.
That's all we got.
Be on my